The sequel to Gladiator turned out to be a divisive project that, despite high expectations, failed to live up to the original and left a significant portion of the audience disappointed. The primary criticism lies in the fact that Gladiator 2 heavily recycles elements from the first film. Familiar scenes, musical themes, iconic imagery, and even characters. This invites inevitable comparisons to the original, where the sequel falls short. Visually, the film impresses with its scale and grandeur, showcasing a substantial budget. However, the spectacle lacks the depth that made the first movie such a powerful and emotional masterpiece. In the original, every scene was meticulously crafted, with characters developed through actions, interactions, and well-written dialogue that added to the dramatic tension. The sequel, by contrast, shifts its focus to visual effects, which often become the main attraction. The heavy reliance on CGI injects dynamism and vibrancy, but frequently veers into excess, overwhelming the story and distracting the audience. The plot has also drawn criticism for its weakness and inconsistency. While the original led viewers on a coherent and emotionally compelling journey, Gladiator 2 feels shallow and fragmented. The characters' actions appear contrived, and their motivations lack conviction. Despite the cast's efforts, the script fails to deliver well-rounded characters, especially the protagonist, played by Paul Mescal. Unlike the strong and charismatic Maximus, portrayed by Russell Crowe, Mescal's character fails to evoke empathy or exhibit the inner strength expected of a leader. Paul Mescal faced the daunting task of stepping into the shoes of Russell Crowe, whose extraordinary portrayal of Maximus in the first film captivated audiences. Crowe's Maximus was not only charismatic, but also imbued with inner strength and tragedy, making him unforgettable and inspiring. His character embodied unyielding resolve and courage, willing to confront immense personal loss for the sake of justice. Crowe's nuanced performance brought depth and authenticity to Maximus, and his commanding screen presence was pivotal in engaging viewers emotionally. In contrast, Mescal's portrayal of Hanno has been widely seen as falling short, where Crowe exuded authority and became the gravitational center of every scene. Mescal appears restrained, sometimes even lost. His lack of commanding presence and charisma undermines the credibility of his character as a leader, a crucial element for an epic film. Instead of inspiring, Hanno often comes across as an ordinary man, stripping the story of the dramatic intensity that defined the original. Another major issue is Hanno's motivation. While Crowe's Maximus was driven by a deeply personal and relatable thirst for revenge and justice following the loss of his family, Mescal's Hanno feels less emotionally rich. His arc lacks the depth and complexity necessary to make his journey compelling, leaving his character flat and uninspiring. Even Mescal's solid acting abilities couldn't overcome a script that didn't provide enough material for meaningful character development. Not even the presence of acclaimed actors like Denzel Washington, Connie Nielsen, and Pedro Pascal could compensate for the screenplay's shortcomings. Unlike the well-rounded ensemble of the original, the new characters feel one-dimensional and fail to evolve throughout the film. The soundtrack, too, drew criticism for lacking the emotional weight of Hans Zimmer's iconic score from the first film. While the sequel attempts to incorporate familiar musical themes, the result feels hollow and fails to evoke the same atmosphere. The epic quality that defined the original is absent in the sequel. Battles, powerful dialogues, and emotional depth have been replaced with meaningless action and chaotic sequences that fail to generate genuine tension. Exotic animals and stylized arenas, while visually striking, come across as theatrical gimmicks. The gladiatorial combat in Gladiator 2 feels overly staged, resembling a circus performance rather than a visceral clash of warriors. For many, Gladiator 2 has become a symbol of Hollywood's decline, where attention to detail and narrative depth have been sacrificed for spectacle and formulaic storytelling. While the original set a high bar as a cinematic achievement, the sequel has struggled to achieve even a shadow of its predecessor's impact.